following stream contains mature language and themes. Subjects that may be disturbing to some individuals will arise. Viewer discretion is advised. Good evening and welcome to the Onyx Path Twitch channel. We are the Haunted Chronicles group and we are here tonight with Chapter 4 of the Wyrd West. We're taking a little bit of a break. So I didn't ask anybody before this. You want to do introductions since it's been a while? All right,
sure.
Well, let's, Marshall, why don't you kick us off?
Well, I'm Chops and I'll be playing the Marshal Harold Wells this evening.
I just realized a couple of camera places are wrong, so unless Caleb wants to be Lady Amethyst tonight, I'm going to fix that.
That would go against his predilections quite a bit. My name is Moira, by the way. That's a good segue. And I will be playing Lady Amethyst.
Go ahead, next. I'm a little sidetracked.
Yeah, no, I'm Mitchell, Penny for a Tale on all the social medias, and today I'll be playing Emilio Flores. So good to be back.
I'm Sam, and I'll be playing the rancher, Caleb McCarthy.
I'm Chael, Chael Not a Mimic on pretty much all social media, and I'll be playing Minnie Morrow, Emilio's girlfriend.
And I'm Tam, and I will be the storyteller as soon as I get myself together here. And obviously I'm technical as well, and not very technical this evening, but I think I got us all in the right place. All right, so where we left off last time, everyone had gathered except for Emilio, who was grievously wounded after fighting a bunch of baby spiders, and ended up staying with the local Hopi tribe as they attempted to heal him from being injured by baby spiders.
Hey, well, let's stop repeating the word baby before spider. You just say spiders.
But they were baby spiders.
They were normal spiders.
Well, with babies for heads, but you know, baby spiders.
See? It's fine.
Yeah. Anyway. And everybody else had gathered outside one of the cornfields where overnight large circles had formed in the crops. And as they stood around the cornfield, they were greeted by some interesting children who came forth from the cornfield and exploded, taking out several of the village and Jack Talent. And the doctor's hand, so he's not going to be quite as handy as he was anymore. After that, everybody kind of made their way back to the bar, tavern, inn, whatever you want to call it. Marshall had gone home with the Swede to talk to him about what had transpired in the cornfield and any information he had about what had caused these popcorn children to be there. Back at Minnie's place, Caleb had his first drink of alcohol, followed rapidly by his second drink of alcohol, and maybe a few more, I don't know. But we're going to move forward a bit, as things had kind of gone back to normal after this. It had calmed down. Everybody's trying to pick up the pieces, literally, of the townsfolk who were scattered all over the place from the explosions, and trying to get life back to something normal, getting the farms back to going, getting the ranches going. Caleb, one thing that has continued is your brother is still missing. So it's been about 3 weeks. But the good news is Emilio's back. So he's made his way back in. Greeted his daughter, who's kind of picked up a little bit of attitude since you've been gone. And she's now sporting some leather pants, black leather, and a suede shirt. Kind of a dark purplish thing.
That's awesome. That sounds really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. And she's apparently gotten really good at those cards that she had inherited from Jack. There's a little bit of blood stain on them,
but how
they're
about
perfectly good.
mathematics, political science, the things that matter?
Well, she's kind of had some new influences since you've been gone, so she's learned how to do her makeup really well. I believe Lady Amethyst was helping her along with that.
All right, yeah. It's good to, enjoy some fun every now and then, but, it's time to hit the books again. So, we'll get back on the regimen, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. Just gotta, it's gonna be great. I'll write up a new lesson plan. I know we're kind of off the course, so I have to relook at some papers and stuff. So yeah. Yep.
Nope. Caleb, I know you hadn't really been someone to visit the tavern too often, but has that kind of picked up lately, or what would you be doing on this fine morning?
You doing? Probably trying and not succeeding so well and picking up the slack for Isaiah, as he was usually the one to repair things around the ranch.
All right. Now, the rest of the family's a little upset that he hasn't been back, but nobody knows where he went.
Well, Caleb will assure them that Isaiah will probably turn up again, even if Caleb is not so sure himself.
All right. Well, what's happening back at the tavern? Minnie, Lady Amethyst?
I can remember to unmute. That's great. Now, Mr. Flores, 9 to 5 is a bit much for a growing lady. Give us some leniency. I think he's ignoring me.
I'm not ignoring you. I just trying to get my bearings again. Miss Minnie, Morrow. Yeah, you're probably right. I didn't think I'd see the sunset again, or my daughter, or anything like that. I guess for me, education, the written word, or the way I kind of interact with people, form a bond. And she's growing up so fast, and I miss those times when she was just like this little speck in my hand when we held hands crossing the street and such. just
She's
going.
still a girl.
Yeah, it's just they grow up so fast and then they don't want to hang out, have dinner and such, or talk about things. And I've always been an odd one, and I just worry she might drift.
That's just where you rely on your parenting. I'm sure you raised her right. She has good values, good morals. I think she'll be all right. You just have to learn to trust her. If you don't have trust, then she's not going to trust you.
That's fair. I love her the best I can. So, Violet, whenever you want to learn, just I'm always around. Doesn't have to be every day. Just whenever you want to hang out.
Violetta, darling, do you think that's fair?
I suppose so. What do you think, Miss Bonnie? Looks over at the newcomer that had come in after Jack got blowed up. She promptly took over his room, dumped everything that he had in that room out into the hallway, and basically set up her own shop in there.
Wait, did she move out?
Do what?
Did Violetta move out?
No, she's still in your room.
Oh,
No, but
I was like, I ain't ready for that as a parent. Oh my god, baby steps.
I honestly forgot that Mitch wasn't here that last session. Mitch, you remember Jack Beauregard Talent? He got blown up.
Yeah.
And shortly after he got blown up, someone who knew him rode into town, rode up to the marshal and introduced herself as Bonnie Reed Skills.
All right. That's great. Is she a learned individual?
You haven't got to talk to her much, so kind of hard to tell. She just kind of sits in the corner and watches what everybody else is doing.
I'll approach her then and give her a howdy do. Good afternoon, good morning.
Mr. Flores.
Yeah, Emilio Flores. It's a pleasure. Bonnie, right?
Miss Skills to you.
Miss Skills, excellent. Can I buy you a coffee or something, and we can chat a little bit? I'm pretty sure I have money somewhere on my person.
I don't touch the coffee. It makes me too jittery.
Oh yeah. All right. Would you like water?
No, I think I'm good. I appreciate it.
All right, he'll sit down. So, what brings you to this area?
Excuse me, but did I invite you to sit down?
No, I'm sorry. I thought this was a conversation. If I'm making you uncomfortable, I can leave.
I'm perfectly comfortable. I just don't remember telling you that you could be.
Oh,
I don't
well,
think that's quite nice of you, Miss Skills. He was concerned about his daughter and wanted to get to know you better since you seem to have such a strong influence.
Well, his
You
daughter
should
seems to
consider
have a
being
little
polite.
bit better manners than he does. She asks to sit down.
oh well. My apologies. I just I had a rough couple of weeks, and I'm recovering. Um, and he'll push the seat back in and get up.
Mr. Flores, I'm just messing with you. Sit down.
No, it's okay. I think I've lost myself somewhere between there and now, and maybe I just really just need to go take a nap or something.
Well, having
Maybe.
lost the love of your life before coming to this town in the first place, I imagine that put a little strain on you.
Yeah, we don't. I haven't talked about them in some time.
Well, I don't think you've talked to anybody about here around it. Tell me, when you were being laid upon by that queen spider, she didn't happen to put anything inside you, did she?
Like, um, I don't think she was that type of spider, but I I'm not confident, I guess. The
Have you
local
had
tribe.
any problems with your urination or defecation, or have you had any unusual rumblings in the tummy or desires to eat people?
There's skills.
Uh, no.
Yeah, you're probably fine then.
Is there some? How do you know about all this? And have you encountered such species of spiders before?
No, sir, but I have a specific set of skills.
What may I ask? What those are?
I handle weird problems.
Like the spiders.
Among other things.
All right. Well, I'm actually kind of self-conscious now. No one's really asked me about my stool before. So
Well, let me just say, if you have any problems and then you feel like something's trying to crawl its way back up, you come and let me know.
okay, I'm gonna use the restroom right now. But I appreciate it. Gonna get up and go to the restroom and check his stuff. Check to see if the equipment's all there and working.
There's
Me-
skills.
You walk up to the door of the restroom, and Lady Amethyst just swings the door out and comes out and is just going like, "Woo! You do not want to go in there." And then she'll go take a seat with the rest of them.
Okay. I really need to go in there, so I guess it's
Oh well, good luck. Sorry.
thank
I'd
you.
say strike a match, but I don't want you to explode or nothing, so. Can you hold your breath?
Not very long. I used to be quite a swimmer.
This will be a
back
good time to
down south.
practice.
Well, I believe there's really no shame in the natural process of a body. So if Lady Amethyst has performed such a deed in here, I just got to accept it and move on. We all do it sometimes. So it's nothing. Yeah, I'm gonna go in now.
That's a good positive attitude. You be you.
Yeah.
He's gonna try to do his stuff and check on it.
As soon as the door closes, Virginia just starts busting out laughing. Shh. Now, just let him be. He'll be all right.
I just tinkled. I didn't actually do that. It's not that smelly. I just wanted to mess with him. I'm trying to keep spirits high. I haven't felt myself, and so I'm trying to get back into it.
Well, you do that. You do that. As I look around here, I gotta say, did Jack pretty much knock up this whole town?
I'm sorry. Well, what?
What do you mean by knock up? That means a couple different things.
You had to notice the way he liked to knock things up wherever he went.
I am not with child.
Neither am I.
Well, that's good to know. That wouldn't have been Jack's anyway. But...
Neither are any of our girls.
I think you may be talking about a different knock up than what we usually say knock up means.
I don't think he He never requested the company of any of us. Lady Amethyst, did he ever? No.
Well, Jack wouldn't. He was kind of a little different in that way.
Different how?
His preferences were a little
Well, I
unusual.
don't think the gentleman.
No.
Well, I'm unusual, so I don't know why he wouldn't have asked me.
You're
Well,
the prettiest
it's-
one here.
Oh, thank you.
Well, I'm sure he missed his opportunity, and should the mood ever strike, I will be sure to come to you first, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome.
So, those questions about the spiders.
Yeah.
Please tell me you were messing with Mr. Flores.
Well, to a degree, I mean, there are creatures that are known in this world who lay their eggs inside of other creatures so that when their young are born, they can devour the meat of the other creature and feed on the fat and grow strong and healthy.
Like maggots.
That's a good example. Well, although they only produce flies, but
I thought I heard that sometimes spiders lay eggs and then the babies eat the mom.
well, I guess in this
But
case, if the eggs were placed inside Mr. Flores, that would be
the mom.
inadequate to concern. Yeah.
Okay. Is that a concern?
Well, I don't know. I wasn't there. Did you happen to notice if anything was inserted, appended to, or otherwise made to enter the form of Mr. Flores?
I have eidetic memory. So I would have a pretty clear picture of whether or not that happened.
All right. Not to that you are aware of.
Okay.
So.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I was I was doing a lot of lassoing that day, so I was kind of focused on my own thing. But no, I think he got bit or something, but I don't think no spider got busy with him or anything. I think that'd be something we would notice.
Well, good to know. Good to know.
And it happened 3 weeks ago ish. So if they was gonna hatch, they would have done it by now, right?
Yeah,
It's
the
possible.
incubation period, incubation period.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, and, does he look like he's put on any weight to you?
No.
No,
Yeah.
Should I
Again.
go check on him?
Does he look like he's lost a lot of weight to you?
maybe a little, but we've all been kind of lost an appetite and everything since the corn
Oh,
field.
that was a kind of a odd situation there, but again, weird things happen, you know,
Yes.
and I'm afraid more weird things may be to come. Have y'all had any unusual visitors in town?
Well, besides yourself and Mr. Talent,
No, I don't think so. Yeah, Mr. Talent, he was very nice. He could see things in cards and stars and things.
Well, that was
don't know.
his talent. Yes, he was quite talented at many things.
What was your last name again, Bonnie? Wasn't it something similarly like that too? It was like skill?
Um, yes, technically it's my last name's Reed, but as part of my job, you would say I took on the last name of Skills.
Skills, Bonnie Skills. It's a nice name. Well, then if he's got the last name Talent and that meant that he could see things in the sky, then what are your skills?
Oh, I'm skilled at handling problems.
Oh,
I make things go away.
oh. Well, then why did you come to this town?
Well, Mr. Talent and I were both tracking down some weirdness and he'd located some issues in this area, and well, as your town appears to have lost its talent, I thought maybe you could use a little bit of skill.
Yes, well, I think that's quite helpful. Have I ever told you about the shimmer spot I saw when I was little?
No, tell me about that.
No? Well, so I mean, I think I mean we've seen a lot of weird. We saw the kids and we saw the spiders, but you're saying you tracked something down recently, but when I was little, um I I saw a shimmery patch on the ground one time when we first moved here, and there was a prospector near it, and then he just disappeared, and then no, I told the prospector about it, and he went to go research it, and then he disappeared, and everybody just didn't say anything. But I think the shimmer spot got him. So I think this town's been weird for a long time.
Oh, I would definitely say that this town's been weird. That's part of the reason why the intelligent folk of this territory live up on top of the mountain instead of down here in the valley.
Ah, yes, they are quite smart.
Mhm.
Well, what do you think we should do about all the weird? I mean, we've lost a lot of people. I mean, I think weird is charming sometimes, but when it means we lose people, I don't. That's not the good kind of weird. That's the bad kind of weird.
Well, now that I'm here and once things get settled down, I'll be glad to help. Hope your marshal, is it? Your marshal with some things. Where is your marshal these days?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen him much. I was hoping he'd come by the tavern sometime. I was hoping maybe Caleb would come back too, but I think maybe they've just needed some time to separate. I mean, I probably would have separated too, but I live here and work here for the most part, so I couldn't really do that. Not to mention, I wouldn't want to separate from Miss Morrow.
Well, I think somebody should go find the marshal and let him know that there are representatives of the army on their way.
Oh, but I'm really fast, so I can go find him real quick.
Yeah, you go do that, because I think they're going to be here probably within the hour.
What did she look at anything? Did she have a watch or anything, or was she just looking?
She's just looking around.
Cool.
You
Okay.
saw her kind of take a deep breath.
Okay. Um, I I will I will let him know, and I will let him know you said it, so it doesn't sound as crazy.
You do that, sweetie. You do that.
The amethyst will run out. She'll like immediately get up and just run.
That has to be one of the fastest women I've ever met.
She's
And she
smart.
runs quick, too.
She's very intelligent.
Mm.
I dare say this place would fall apart without her.
So she's good with a hammer and nails as well?
Well, I suppose I haven't seen anything that Lady Amethyst can't do.
Oh, you mean falls apart is a different way than what most people would mean.
Well, yes, not
Yeah.
literally falling apart. It's held up pretty well.
You might want to go check on Mr. Flores. He's been in there quite a while.
You know, you all right. Can I get you anything? It's on the house. I mean, you've been pretty kind. So,
I think I'm good. Maybe a whiskey for the little girl.
absolutely not. Before I go check on Mr. Flores about that, can you take it easy with her? That whiskey at her age, she is a child. She's intelligent, but she's a child.
Well, if you say so, whatever's appropriate. Maybe some gin then.
No alcohol for a child. She is a minor. She does not need alcohol.
And Virginia's just sitting over there just smirking.
Virginia, not a word. This is Mr. Flores' daughter.
All right.
Take care of her. Nothing
Very,
weird.
very, very well. She's fine. She's fine.
And Minnie will get up and go check on Mr. Flores. And she'll knock on the door. If he's still in there, she's just going in. Are you all right?
Oh, hold on. Whoa, no. Just hey, okay, hold on. Can I have some privacy, Minnie? I don't want you to see me like this. Is
I've seen you in worse ways.
yeah, but not like this. This is vulnerability. I'm not. Oh gosh. No, I'm fine. Just give me like 5 minutes. I just gonna take care of some things right here, real quick.
Honey, it's been what 30 minutes. What's taking so long? You don't have any spider eggs falling out of there, do you?
I don't think so, but I need to make sure. And honestly, with everyone talking outside and the whole stress of the situation, I think it's preventing me from doing some things. So I need to relax a little bit. So if you could just take a few steps out, I was about relaxed, and now I'm all strung up again. If you
If you
could
need
just
relaxing, I can help you with that.
no, I don't think we're there yet. I'm fine, honestly. Miss Morrow, I'm fine. Just to take a few steps back and close that there door for me, please. And I'll be out in like a minute or two. Just gotta.
What,
If
This
you're
is
not out,
whatever you do, don't strain. I hear that's bad for you.
two steps, please, Mr. Morrow, just backwards.
didn't you
And
hear what she said?
yeah, I'll consult some of my books afterwards to see if there'll be any damage long term. But I think for now I'm fine. This is all stressing me out a lot right now, and it's a lot to take in. I've thought about you sometime, a lot of times during the 3 weeks and such, and this is not how I wanted to engage with you within the first few minutes of our encounter. So this is all just going haywire, in my opinion. So if you could just take 2 steps back and forget this ever happened, that would be great.
If that's what you want, but if you are not out in 2 minutes, I'm coming back and I'm bringing you out of here.
Okay, that I'm sure that will calm me down right quick. So
You have
okay,
2 minutes.
2 minutes. I got it in my head. I'm counting now.
She'll turn to walk out and shut the door. 2 minutes, Mr. Flores.
Yep. Tam, is there anything weird going on with my stool or my pee?
Roll for
All
school.
yeah, all sorts of bodily fluids. He's gonna
Well, I
start
mean,
looking
if
at.
you're gonna ask,
Yeah, I'm asking. Roll it. How many spider babies I got?
None.
you aside from a bad case of the nerves, you appear to be fine.
Oh, thank God. Okay, yeah, he's gonna pull up his trousers, give it a nice double flush, or however this works.
I don't
Oh.
think
Two shovels of sand.
Yeah, two cat litter movements there to go over it. And he's gonna go out and wash his hands. I'm fine. If anyone was curious, everything is fine. There doesn't seem to be any maladies concerning my physical form. I'm okay. Whew. Good thing you let me know about that. I'm glad I checked.
I was concerned. I'm glad you're all right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a medical practitioner, but my back in Puebla, I did know someone who was quite good at checking the prostate. So he also taught me how to check myself. So I um, so yeah, I guess what I'm saying is I'm no expert, but I at least know how to check to make sure everything is okay.
Did you get a lot of practice?
A decent amount, yeah. The education was worthwhile. He was also very gifted in massages too, kind of like, the advanced medical procedures on the back that kind of really relax the back muscles as well as certain places in the front. So
Well, I have been a little tense myself.
oh
After everything that's happened.
well, I mean, if you'd like, I can do it. It's a little bit invasive, but obviously, like, we can cut off some areas and such. I am able to do that.
I don't
The
want anything cut off of me now.
no, I
Not.
I'm sorry.
Don't need an amputation.
I'm not being specific. I guess the massage is specifically for the male form. I haven't really done this with um one such as yourself. There's just different things and such that I would have to consider whether or not I should put my hands on. And um is there something else we need to be doing here? I guess is everyone watching?
Sure, they're not paying attention, darling. No one's paying attention. But if you need some practice,
Virginia speaks up and goes, I'm getting an education, Daddy.
What? That read some books, okay? This is all just. I'm sorry, Miss Barr. This is probably very inappropriate.
I know you said you had a skill that was needed in this particular moment. So
that's fair. Okay, I guess I wouldn't if the whole town wants to line up and I don't know if as service. I guess I could do most people in the night. My hands have gotten a little rusty, but they're still able to keep up for several hours on end. If that's, I know we've all been through a lot. I guess I'm just trying to look out for everyone's mental health. It's important. The books say so.
well, I suppose if you wanted a job here as well, you could do
Oh.
the whole town.
Well, this is kind of a medical procedure. I don't think this would fall along
This
the.
could technically be considered medical because it benefits mental health.
Oh, it is cool, and I guess if we're being blunt and frank now, I heard that uh, when people release themselves in such a way, every once in a while, it could be healthy for the body. There's a lot of chemicals that are activated in the brain that just help with a lot of things. Is anyone else talking? It's mighty quiet around here, and I guess I've took away too much attention. Um, he's going to sit down and get some water.
I'll get it for you, darling.
I'm going to hop over to Caleb. So Caleb, you said you were doing some stuff around the farm. So are you out in the fields at this point?
Well, actually, specifically, I said I was trying to pick up the slack for Isaiah, our resident handyman. Caleb is trying his best to do some repair to one of the stables.
All right.
It's not going extremely well.
And as you're working, you hear the sound of a couple of horses coming in fast to your farm because there's no place else they could really be going out here.
Well, as a traditional greeting, he goes and gets his shotgun just in case.
All right. And do you step outside the stable or?
Yep.
All right. As you do, you see two men in military uniform, army.
Lowers the shotgun.
One of them's obviously an officer. The other one is probably a sergeant. It's kind of hard to tell. It looks like he may have actually had 3 stripes at one point, and as they get closer, it looks like maybe you can see where they were sewn on, but a couple of them stripes have been removed. One of them catches sight of you and points over, and they head over your direction.
Well, good day.
Hello, sir. Is this your land?
Yes, sir, it is. What brings you to it today?
We were wondering. We heard some explosions quite a ways away, and we weren't aware that they were using any thing at the mines. And we were coming in to check and see if there was any kind of an issue. Are you having any trouble with the indigenous peoples of this area?
No. No trouble with them. There was an incident in town. It's a little hard to explain.
Are you under some kind of duress that you cannot tell us what this is, sir? Because I will guarantee you that we are here to protect you should there be any issues.
No duress. It's just, well, you'll understand once I get to the story. I think you two better come inside.
Mm-hmm. We've come riding a long way from the fort. Do you mind if we put our horses in the stable, and could I put upon you for some water and feed?
Course.
Private Mooney,
Oh,
see to the horses. After you, sir.
Caleb will lead him inside the house. Call out to one of his sisters. Rachel, a couple men here from the military. You could get them some to drink.
So you were about to tell us about these explosions?
Yes, well. Caleb takes a seat and gestures to them to do the same.
All right.
Roughly how long ago was this, Tam?
About 3 weeks.
Okay. Well, and these reports you heard of, I reckon they were from about 3 weeks back.
That is correct. We got here as quickly as we could.
I understand. But, and sorry, it's been so long. What was the name of the man who owned the cornfield?
Just call him the Swede.
Oh. All right. Well, see, there was these children coming in from out of the cornfield. They look like children anyway. I think they must not have been. I'm not sure. Not sure where they came from. But I can't explain it myself. They must have been coated in nitroglycerin. They went up, middle of town, took about a dozen people with them. Horrible tragedy. We've just been carrying on the best we could since then. Nobody can really explain it, but seems to be over whatever it was for the time being. Though my brother's still missing.
So he was one of the people who were in the explosions?
No, not that I saw. I didn't see him in town. I can't imagine, but I hope he wasn't. It's hard to tell. Some people were in all pieces all over the place. You understand?
So, to make sure I understand this completely, sir, you are saying that children coated in nitroglycerin came out of the cornfield and blew up your town?
You don't have to take my word for it. There's a whole town down there that can tell you the same thing. We were all there.
What were these children from the townspeople?
I never saw these children before. I don't think so. I don't know where
Well,
they came from. It might have just looked like children.
Did they look like your kind of people, or did they look like some other kind of people?
What exactly are you trying to imply?
Well, quite frankly, there are several types of people who occupy the lands around here.
These were light-skinned children.
I see.
With blonde hair.
I see. And you have no idea where these children came from?
I don't. And once again, I know it sounds outlandish. I know it's hard to explain, like I led with. But there's a whole town down there that can tell you the same thing.
Well, if they tell me the same thing, it won't do a lot of good for me to speak to them, will it?
No. That's your decision, sir.
Have you encountered any other unusual events occurring over the last several weeks?
Unusual events. Well, aside from my brother disappearing and the children, been cows with clean chunks taken right out from the middle of them. I think I heard something about a cactus too. Children saying they seen somebody in a diving suit. All in all, I'd say there's been no shortage of unusual events around here.
So this cattle, you say that there are pieces missing from them. Can you describe what the wounds look like, please?
Just round, like somebody cored an apple.
Were there particular parts that were taken?
Were there, Tam?
We'd mentioned a few things, different locations on them, so seemed to be pretty consistent. Hearts, stomach.
Yeah. Pretty much just, like I said, right through the middle of them, the heart, the stomach, all the things you'd expect.
See. Have there been any... Now bear with me, sir. Have there been any sightings of... Are you familiar with the mythical creature known as the unicorn?
Now, I seem to recall something mentioned about a unicorn. Now, wait a minute. If you heard about that, then Does any of this surprise you? Has this been happening other places? What is this?
Mr. McCarty, I work with a special branch of the U.S. Army, and we are investigating strange happenings. We're known as Project Green Notebook, and it's our job to collect all the information about such unusual sightings and report back to headquarters in Washington.
And do you know anything about lights in the sky?
Lights in the sky.
Lights in the sky.
Well, sir, I'm afraid our approach tends to be ground based. We don't do a lot of stuff. Maybe at some point in the future, we will have efforts that take place in the skies, but I think at that point we'll have some kind of an army air corps or something along those lines. But at this point, we're more interested in things that are substantial and happen down here.
I see. So there's no special section of the army that is charged with looking up when they walk around at night.
Well, sir, to this point, we've had no threats that have attacked from looking up. So we tend to look outward and downward.
Well, reckon that's your job. Far be it from me to tell you how to do it. But is there anything you can do to help us then? Do you have any answers? Anything you can tell us? Or
Well, I want to make sure I'm
Say-
understanding your request. Yes, sir. Are you requesting the help of the Army with these situations?
Well, no, I'm not saying I want the government to get fully involved down here, but it would
But you
help
are
us.
seeking assistance, and do you feel unsafe?
I worry for the safety of my family. That's all. And I wish I knew what was going on.
Well, sir, that's all I needed to hear. And he extends his hand. Thank you very much, sir. We'll be in
Well,
touch.
Now, I didn't agree to anything. I want to make that clear.
No agreement is necessary, sir.
Uh,
We are the government, and we are here to help you.
See. Thank you, Mr. Or Agent. What was it again?
Toss. Captain Toss.
Toss. Okay. Well, thank you. I suppose.
Can I get a description of your brother, please? In case we happen to run into him while we are looking around and examining these issues.
Sure. And he'll give them as detailed a description of Isaiah as he last saw him.
All right. Very good. One last thing, sir. We're going to ride on into town and hopefully talk to your chief law enforcement officer there. Who is your law enforcement officer for this area? I understand the sheriff was killed a couple of years back.
Yes, that's right. But we've got Marshall Wells, I think Harold Wells.
Marshal Harold Wells.
Yes, sir. You know him?
He has a bit of a reputation for a few things, so.
Well, I've never had any trouble with him myself. Seems like an honest man.
Well, he is honest to a fault, sir. No qualms there. We'll probably be having a meeting, a town meeting this evening to discuss the Army's plans in this area. I would highly recommend that you be there this evening, sir.
These plans. Well, yes, I think I will be at that meeting.
Thank you very much for your generosity, sir.
Of course. I suppose I'll see you this evening.
All right. And with that, he exits the house.
Caleb's going to ride into town after that.
Okay. Are you going to wait till they're a ways away?
Uh-huh. Yep.
Okay.
Wait till they're a ways away.
All right. Well, I'm going to go back to town and see if Lady Amethyst has found the marshal. Marshal, whereabouts might you be?
Well, at the moment, I think I'm in the church having it out with the trail boss in the sky.
All right.
So I suppose I'd be. Look, boss, I know we haven't always done right. I know I'm no exception to that, but you got to help me here, boss. I don't know what to do. I'm doing what I can to take care of these folks, but they're afraid, boss. They're worried that maybe we did something wrong by you, and you're sending down something to right those wrongs. I got to tell you, boss, these folks here, they try their best, and they're going to keep on trying their best just for you, just like you ask. And
Mr. Marshall,
oh,
Mr. Marshall, Mr. Marshall, where are you?
I step out the front of the church. I'm right here, Miss
Mr.
Amethyst.
Marshall.
Right here, Lady Amethyst. Right over here.
Oh yes. Oh my goodness. Hello. Oh, hi. I've been running all over the town for you. That one lady who's kind of peculiar, like Mr. Our poor deceased friend, Mr. Talent. She says the army's coming.
Oh.
And to be honest, I think I believe her. So I think maybe I just wanted to come warn you. I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing or a good thing, but she brought it up as if it was a warning. So here I am warning you.
Well, I appreciate it, ma'am. I think it's something we ought to take care of. I'll head to the front of the town to greet them. Why don't you get a few things ready for them back at
the tavern?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Sure. And you can meet us there, I suppose. Yeah, I mean, they probably, if they're coming into town, they'd come to the tavern. I mean, that's like the main part of the town. So yes, what kind of things do army people like? What should we prepare?
Well, I'd have them some fresh victuals if you can. Who knows how long they've been riding, what they've been eating.
Sure, we got plenty of that.
And then, make them some coffee. I know those fellas tend to enjoy that type of thing.
What if I put them together? What goes good with coffee? What would you put in coffee? Put like some whiskey, maybe? Whiskey coffee? That sounds weird.
Well, maybe set some whiskey on the side for them. I wouldn't put them to it while they're working, you know.
Okay. And we have like a bath or two. Maybe we could already have drawn for them.
If you could draw some hot water, they might appreciate that. We'll just see what they want first, and having those things ready, some of those comforts might help them.
Okay, that sounds good. Mr. Marshall, do you think we're in trouble?
No. With everything that's been happening, they were bound to send somebody around to check on us, and we'll let them know to the best of our knowledge what's happening. Look, I know sometimes small towns like this, it can be rough. Don't want the government coming in and telling us what we can and can't do. We've been living well enough as it is.
Sure.
But, I guess I just don't want to turn away any help when things are the way they are. Matter of fact, I was just asking for something like that.
Of course. Yes, I didn't mean to interrupt you in your conversation with your god. I'll go and let Miss Minnie Morrow know, and we'll drop some hot water and get some whiskey and some coffee going. Yes, and then I will see you at the tavern.
Before you run off, dear, how have you been? I know
Oh,
it's been a lot for everybody.
um, I've been okay. Um, I'm a bit worried about Caleb. Have you seen him?
Well, I can't say that I have. I've been a bit busy taking care of the folks hereabouts.
He's never drank before, and I saw him drink, and I haven't seen him at the tavern, and I doubt there's much drink at his place, but I just hope he's not drinking himself into something bad.
Well,
I've been all right. I've got support from Miss Morrow, and you know, I look after Violetta, and that keeps my mind off of things. But I think the army people might be good. I think I've been kind of letting myself wallow, and now's the time to get back on my feet.
that's right. Back in the saddle.
Yes, sir.
You'll keep me in mind if you need anything.
Yes.
I can't say I'm much good for talking, but maybe I could lend an ear.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And if you see Mr. Caleb come by the church or anything before the army men get here, if you could tell him to stop by. I just want to make sure he's doing okay. I know he's not one for the end much, but
Well,
we had a nice night that night. Um looking at the stars together and talking, and um I see a friend in him, and I hope he sees a friend in me.
I'll make sure I send him your way, and I'll check on him myself. Not that that might do any good, but
Hmm.
I'll send him your way.
Well, he likes you, Mr. Marshall. You're a good, honest man, and you can shoot a gun well. So I bet if anyone could talk to him, it could be you. I know you didn't put much merit into what you can say, but I trust you. You're good for the town, and I'm glad you're here.
Well, thank you, ma'am. I guess I better get down there and make sure those army boys have a good welcome.
Yes. Well, finish your prayers. I don't want to interrupt. Say hi to God for me. And I'll see you back there.
Well, you can always say hi to him yourself, Ain't got to go through any intermediate. He's real clear about that. Just
Oh,
talk
well,
to
I
him
just
like you
figured
would
since
anybody else, I figure.
I just figured since you'd have his horn anyways, you could just let him know for me. It's kind of hard to pray when you're running because you run out of breath, and I'm so fast. I got to reserve my breath, but maybe I'll talk to him sometime soon. So just
Well,
let him know I'm coming.
that's right. Take care,
Thank you.
dear.
You too. I'll see you later.
Be safe as you run.
I will. She'll like start running and trip a little bit and then keep running.
Boss, keep a good eye on that one. She could use it. I think we all could. And with that, I'll grab Blue and I'll head down to the front of town.
All right. It's pretty quiet out. You make it to the tavern, and Bonnie Reed Skills is sitting over in the corner. And when you walk in the front doors, Marshall,
Skills.
I'm afraid you've got some army folks coming.
I had received your message and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know
I'd
any of the
say,
fellas that are coming?
I can't say for sure who it is. It just, I don't like the smell of it.
Yeah, I understand. Hopefully they won't take too much of an interest, but there are a couple of things they might lend us a hand with if they do.
Well, just be careful what you ask for, because as soon as you ask the government for a helping hand, they'll be in with both feet.
Just like the old mule. Let that nose in the tent, soon that whole mule gonna be inside.
Yep. And that's where it's going to poop, too.
Yeah, that's no lie. Well, Miss Skills, I hope you are enjoying the accommodations of our humble town.
I am, but I see Mr. Flores is either trying to track down a fly or
Yeah, did y'all say the army?
yes.
And that would be, to be specific, the American Army.
Well, I believe so, unless Miss Skills, there's something I'm unaware of.
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, no, I just wanted to know. Violetta, get we need to get the clothes, and he'll run upstairs and go to his room.
Mind me to check on him later.
Yeah, he kind of needs some looking after.
I think we all do sometime.
I got the baths ready, everybody. Are they here yet?
No, they ain't come busting in yet, but we'll see them soon enough. I'm sure of that.
Yeah, Emilio's gonna come down with like more like rough and tough cowboy outfit, and just kind of go out the door, kind of heading towards the army people. Like,
I'm gonna follow Mr. Flores.
We'll stay. I think Miss Morrow, are you gonna go take care of
I think
your man?
Somebody needs to keep him on a leash. I'll be right back. Mr.
Okay.
Flores! And I'll hurry out the door after him.
Watch the bar.
What are you doing?
I gotta play the part.
What?
Just gotta be a normal person. Where's these army folks at?
Mr. Flores, if I could trouble you a moment, what exactly is it you're planning on doing when you meet these army?
Just introducing myself, all right and kindly. And if you don't mind, when the army is here, please call me Richard Hendricks. Richard Hendricks. Okay, that's my name. Cowboy and rancher. I like specifically just the women. So remember to repeat that. Specifically just the women. All right.
Mr. Flores.
Yep.
Let me tell you something about. Oh, right, Hendricks, Mr. Hendricks.
Mr. Hendricks. Yeah, thank you.
Let me tell you something about trying to hide in plain sight. You don't go running out to meet it. Maybe you ought to sit yourself down. They'll come by soon enough.
All right. Well, I'll be out here tending. I should have brought a gun.
You know what? And I'll pull a cigar out of my pocket. You just stick that in your mouth. And if anybody looks at you, just chew the end of it. That's all you got to do. Yeah, just like that. And the less you say, the better.
Yeah. All right. Just gonna be out here.
Masha, I'm gonna sit out here with him so he's not unattended.
Yeah, well, Mr. Minnie, I appreciate that. Just between the two of you, you'll figure it out. Let me handle them boys. I at least have some kind of connection to it. And if you feel you need to, speak on up. I ain't here to stop you.
I'll send him your way.
That seems right.
Want to keep him chewing on the cigar.
Yeah, appreciate that. And you might take what Miss Skills said into account. Don't invite anything you ain't ready to have in your home.
And about this time, a couple of guys in army uniforms ride up. Marshal?
Out of there. Sirs?
My associate and I am here on behalf of the U.S. Army. And, well, sir, we spoke to one of your local arms people, and he explained to us about the attack that was put upon your town by the children, and it was also requested by him that we do something to help assist with maintaining the state of order around here.
And who was it exactly you spoke with that requested your aid?
Mr. Caleb. Caleb, what was his name?
McCarty.
McCarty.
Yeah,
Good man
well,
there, Caleb McCarty. Yeah, he and I, we play cards and drink whiskey Friday nights, staring at the full-blown moon.
Good to know.
Well, what exactly did he tell you about these children from the corn?
Well, would you mind if we got out from under the sun? We've been riding quite a bit to get here.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, why don't you come in? I had some victuals waiting anyway.
All right.
Got a bath drawn too, if any gentleman was needing one.
I think we're good on that count. You know,
I treat
so
you to
should,
some whiskey, maybe.
not while we're on duty, thank you. You know that is a nasty habit, so.
Yeah, well, we got coffee too, so.
Taste a cigar.
Mm-hmm. I have a lot of nasty habits.
Come on in, gentlemen. Let's just open the door and lead them right past.
He opens the door.
Hello.
You see Bonnie sitting in the corner. She's kind of got her hat drawn down. And the captain walks in, looks around.
I've got
Excellent.
coffee and whiskey for you. If you want some, there are baths down the hallway. Anything else that you may like, we may be able to offer. Just ask, and I'll just kind of like bow to them because I don't know what else to do. So I'll just kind of like curtsy.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. I think we'll just take a table over here.
Yes. Did you want me to bring you anything?
I think we're good for now. I believe the sheriff said that he was waiting on some food. If he could have it over here at the table with us.
Sure.
That's Marshall.
Ready?
Emilio's gonna walk in and with a hand upon Minnie's shoulder, cigar in the other hand. Well, it's about afternoon. I think it's about time Minnie and I had a little horse arousing, riding, and he'll like gently pat her on the bum, like trying to be like aggressive, but like, all right, come on up, Minnie. Let's do this.
Emilio, please give me a subterfuge roll, please.
Make you roll for it.
Roll for bum slap. What is this? I
Subterfuge.
guess manipulation subterfuge.
Yeah, that'll work.
Oh God, I don't have a lying bone in my body. And I'm not really good at manipulation either.
Well, just to let you know, I rolled 3 10s. and then when
I rolled an 8 and a 1.
Well, the good news is it wasn't a total botch.
Whee!
Well, yes, actually, Mr.
I need to roll because it's only 1 die for me, not 2, because I have a -1 since I'm not good at subterfuge. So that's 0 successes.
Well, Mr. Hendricks, I'm perfectly fine with you doing whatever you need to do, but we will probably need to get a statement from you later about your activities. And
yeah,
were you in some kind of a fight?
It was a bar fight.
You talking about? And he'll unbutton his shirt and be like, talking about this. Yeah. Down south, me and Ombre got into quite a tussle. He pulled out a knife. I had my bare hands fighting this gentleman. We were fighting because of we we both wanted Minnie during this time, and Minnie was also there, and she saw it too. And I wanted her in a sexual manner, and he also wanted her in a sexual manner. And so we tussled on the ground, getting up quite a sweat and dirty. We were two dirty young men on the ground, and I came up victorious, but he did get a good licking on my chest. Uh, so yeah, that was down south, not too long ago.
Well,
Mm.
Mr. Hendricks, you know, while we love hearing you regale your tales, I have some business to attend with these men. Why don't you get to yours?
I agree, Minnie. Let me show you a good time.
Hey, darling, you're paying by the hour. You're wasting time running your mouth. Come on.
It's not the only thing I'm gonna run tonight.
Darling, that doesn't even make sense. Honey, I get I'm not.
He'll go up there,
She's gonna rush him up the stairs.
and he's just gonna die once he closes the door. Like, oh my god.
Marshall, how well do you know that man?
Mr. Hendricks, well, I've known him well enough. He doesn't cause too much trouble in the bar, doesn't cause us any trouble around the town, and he takes care of his business. He just likes to talk. That's the only thing.
I get the impression that he has only a fleeting relationship with the truth and maybe just a mild acquaintance.
Well, the honest answer is we all got things that we got to take care of. He's got his own business to take care of, and he hasn't caused trouble, so I leave him be.
All right, Marshall, that's fine.
And what is it exactly you gentlemen are wanting? I can tell you about what happened. I can tell you about what's going on. But at the end of the day, we will take care of ours the way we've always done.
Well, Marshall, why don't you fill us in on your version of what happened around here?
Well, we had gone and paid a visit to some of the local folks. We tend to bring them a few nice things from time to time, and they treat us well. We trade with them, and they trade with us. While we were up on the mesa, we observed some strange things in the field down below. Large portions of crops missing, and
So
we had
the native population are responsible for the theft of the crops. Is
no,
that what you're telling?
not at all. As a matter of fact, we were going them to ask whether they had seen anything. Them folks is kind to us. They take care of us just like we take care of them. So when we had noticed that large portions of the crops were missing, I made a connection in my head about some of the incidents with the cattle lately. I don't know if you had a chance to hear about that, but there have been some troubles with the cattle. That being said, we came back down that day, noticed the Swede was in some kind of a fight with somebody else, and about that time, children start coming out of the corn, hair just as yellow as the corn itself, and well, they were smiling and happy. I tried to tell folks we don't know where they came from, just back on away from them. And that's
Let
when
me
things,
ask one thing that hasn't been said, Marshall. I've been told now that they had blonde hair, but some Mr. McCarty said that they were fair skinned.
yeah,
And
I seem.
what tribe do you think they were from?
I don't think they were from any tribe. I don't know where they came from, but I don't like what you're suggesting. Now, hear me. When it comes to the folks around here, we take care of one another. Ain't nothing to do with any tribe out here. The Hopi are very kind people, and they have taken care of us well. We've made it through days with them that we could not have made it through without them. And don't you go causing any trouble with them.
I will guarantee you, Marshal, we have no desire to cause trouble. We are here simply to quell the violence and maintain the peace.
Yes, I understand what your duty is. I'm just trying to remind you that not everything looks the way it does just because you think it does. And it seems to me you're searching for a very particular answer. Not every nail is a hammer, if that makes sense to you.
Well, sir, I'm afraid in some ways it does not, but what were these children wearing?
Gee. Uh, what were they wearing, Storyteller?
uh, they weren't.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, you see, they weren't wearing nothing. They, well, as a matter of fact, I talked to the Swede, and he said something about a lady in the cornfield, and I can't make a lot of sense of it. Unfortunately, there's been some strange happenings. The children, as you may have heard, started making popping sounds, and then they exploded. That's the only way I could explain what happened. You can see probably places where the ground is still torn up from where they was. But well, when one of them exploded, some of us took shots at him because, well, that seemed the right thing to do at the time. And
So you shot these children?
there were children, but I'm not sure they were really children. That's what they appeared to be, but normal children don't explode, and they don't throw out nitroglycerin when they get shot.
Well, maybe normal children that you've known, but do you all know all children and what makes all children normal, Marshal?
No, I can't say that I do, but if you've had interactions with exploding children in the past, please be the one to tell me.
I'll let you know something, Marshal. Back when I served along with the great George Armstrong Custer, rest his soul, we saw those devils could do many things. We saw things that were strange and things that were just outright weird. One evening, in fact, the private puts his hand on the captain's shoulder and shakes his head. But I digress. I understand that you are not having trouble with the native peoples, which is wonderful to hear, and I'm glad for that. But let me tell you the position of the army in this situation.
Please do enlighten me.
We are like different worlds. So you have the one world over here and our world over here. And when the two of them combine, there tends to be conflict. And when we get a war between these worlds, it tends to expand beyond just the local area. And I believe that you may be a focal point here for, well, a war of the worlds, so to speak. And it is our duty, and since we have been requested help, by the way, Caleb, you would arrive about this time. And since we have been requested to help, I believe it is my duty to go back and report, and that we bring a substantial investment of troops to this area to monitor and maintain. I understand there's also one of your citizens is missing, in Isaiah McCarty.
Yes, I was aware of that, and we're making efforts to try to find him. That being said, you want to bring a substantial force into our town. And I'm going to tell you, I don't want a battleground on my town. I don't want this war that you're saying is going to be brought by the U.S. government to my home.
Well, please understand, Marshal, we don't bring the war. We are here to quell the violence and maintain the peace.
Yes, and I've seen the methods that are used at times.
Well, Marshal, my men may occasionally come into town to partake on their time off, but our goal is not to occupy your town. Our goal is to set up a defense perimeter around
So
this
you
area.
intend to build a fort?
Well, no, not so much a fort, so much as a temporary outpost.
Temporary meaning, I assume, until this war is completed. Something that we can't define because you're being very generous with the terminology.
Well, I can't see us being here more than 6 to 10 years. I'm sure it'll be fine. We are going to
Yeah,
need
fine
to
for you, I'm sure.
we are going to need to annex some property. I
Absolutely not.
understand that there are several farms people who were sadly taken from us during that attack from these unknown assailant children. I think we will take one of those areas and in order to make as minimal impact on the area as possible, we'll build our outpost in that location. And I will set up Private Mooney here as a liaison to you, Marshal.
So you mean to come into this town, take what's already been taken away from folks, and make it your own?
Well, Marshal,
I'm going
number
to tell you
one.
right now.
Yes,
What?
Marshal.
Number
Well,
one, what?
well, we aren't taking anything. The people are already deceased. If family
Yes,
has
they
not
are,
come
but this
forward in the
belongs to
last
the town.
so it is okay for the town government to annex property, but not the United States government.
I never said the town government. I mean the collective of people that live here in this town own that land collectively, and you will not be taking it from them. I'm here to defend their rights and their property, as you well know.
Marshal, I truly hope that you are not attempting to enter into a urination contest, because I will let you know I have peed for distance and volume.
I see. Well, thankfully, we're not talking about piss in the wind here, and that's what I'm urging you not to do.
Well, Marshal, as stated, one of your citizenry has requested help. And as you are an employee of federal government, as am I believe we will just wait on the response from Washington.
I do believe that sounds about right. Could take a long ways for that message to get there. Could take a while. And I think that maybe you boys would be better served setting out somewhere a little bit further if that was the case. Of course, you're
Well,
welcome to enjoy some of the amenities here at the saloon, but I don't know that you'll find it all that comfortable.
well, Marshall, I appreciate that, and I'd recommend that if you would like to send a missive to Washington, you go ahead and do so, because we sent ours 3 weeks ago.
I see. Well, then, suppose I'll have to write my own missive, as you say. But in the meantime, I really don't see how that affects the business we're currently discussing. Have they already approved your plans?
Well, no, it takes a couple of weeks to get the information to Washington, and we've been waiting on the response for a week now, so I'm sure within the next 7 days or so, we will have our orders.
Well, then for the next 7 days, it sounds like we'll have a nice, quiet town, won't
Well, for your sake, I hope so. I will go ahead and send up one detachment up here, just 20 men or so to help with this search for
we?
Mr.
Well, hold on just
Isaiah.
a moment with that. As a matter of fact, Mr. McCarthy, would you mind stepping over here?
Caleb, I suppose, rode up not too long ago, so he's just dismounted from his horse. He walks over. Marshal, I see you already met Mr. Toss, was it?
Captain.
Captain. Mr. Captain.
Yeah, that's right. Captain Toss has a few things to say about the nature of things in town and about his fellows moving on in to some land on the request of one of our locals. And he seems to think that you have requested assistance from the U.S. government.
I specifically told him that I was not requesting assistance. I just wanted to know a little more.
And that's precisely what I expected. So, Mr. Toss, Captain Toss, I'm sorry. Seems to me that this request was misunderstood.
I believe it was understood properly, and I believe that Mr. McCarty is now under duress from you, Marshal, and as stated, you do need assistance of locating his brother, and that is what we're going to focus on for the present time.
Well, as you said, we're not having a measuring contest here. So then, I think it's important to note these 20 men that you're going to send into this quiet little town be on their best behavior.
Oh, of course, Marshal. We are soldiers.
Of course. And if you step out of line, don't forget there's a place and a time for justice, and a court is involved.
Absolutely, Marshal. I think we have an understanding.
Now, until that missive comes in from Washington, you can take residence somewhere else. Of course, you are welcome enough. We are not trying to send you away, but there's only so much food in this little town. There's enough for us. I hope you've brought supplies.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, if you are in need of aid, such as food supplies, the Army would be more than happy to make reservations for your people.
As it turns out, we are more than capable of handling ourselves. We're in the process of repairing some fields at the moment.
My ranch, of course, can supply any cattle that are needed.
Thank you,
McCarthy.
Mr. McCarty. Glad to know that we
I
won't
wasn't
have to
offering it to
requisition.
you.
Oh, my misunderstanding, sir.
Now, gentlemen, I'm sure you have much more pressing business, something more interesting to go fiddle about with in the desert. Unless it is that you would like to take some more time here and enjoy yourselves.
I think we're good for now. Tell me, Marshal, has there been much activity up at the old mines?
There has been a small incident in the region of the mines, yes.
What's the nature of this incident, Marshal?
Well, I would say natural, although I'm not sure how well that fits. Spiders, big ones.
Spiders. Big spiders. Well, I hope the big hairy spiders didn't scare you too much, Marshal.
No, as a matter of fact, they didn't. But you asked, and so I thought you ought to know.
Well,
I wouldn't
thank you for letting
recommend
us know.
sending boys down there unless you're bringing something a little bit heavier than a 6-shooter.
I see. Well, I will bring. We have a special device made for large spiders. It's a boot that's about 5 feet long, and we'll use that and stomp on them if there's.
Yeah, must be an awful hard shoe to fit. I know you don't fit it, that's for sure.
Oh, Marshall. Sorry that we did not get off onto a good foot here, but I'm sure over the intervening years you will we'll get along famously.
I'm sure we will. Mind the door on your way out. Don't let it hit your ass. We don't want ass marks all over the door.
And as he approaches the door, he stops short of it, turns around and says, "Miss Skills," and then turns and walks out the door.
Now,
Apologize
Marshall,
for the language.
you can't believe all that codswallop about me. Just requesting assistance.
No, I don't believe it for a minute. As a matter of fact, I think they're inviting themselves in and they're looking to take our land.
That's what I was afraid of. All I
You
said
feel
was
nothing
that I was.
about it. Sorry.
All I said was that I was worried about my family.
Yeah, well, for some, that's enough.
Yeah,
You didn't cause any trouble. It's not on you. That's their business. They would have found somebody to say something that would have let them in either way.
What happens
Still,
now?
well, now we wait. It's going to be 7 days at least until they get their missive back from Washington, at which point they're going to try to take over some of the fields that are empty. That being said, they're sending down 20 men to look for your brother. So let's look for silver linings here. Maybe they'll turn something up.
Maybe so.
That being said, I'd be careful what you say and who you say it to. Be honest in as much as you have to be. Can't lie to them. But they don't need to know the nature of everything. It'll just give them more excuses to stay longer.
Well, they said there's going to be a meeting this evening in town.
Oh, really?
That's what they told me.
Well, funny how they made no mention.
Well, I think there was no reason for them to go ahead and have the meeting, Marshall. It sounds to me like their minds made up.
It does seem that way.
How often do you get a stage in this town, Marshall?
That's a question better asked to Miss Minnie, I would think. Been here longer than I have, anyways. Caleb, well, what do you say?
Sorry, what was that?
How often do the stages come through here?
How often, Dan?
Very rare, if ever. You are not on the stage line.
Marshall, I can't remember the last time I saw a stage through here.
Would somebody please go upstairs and tell Mr. Hendricks that he can stop banging on the floor now?
Yes, I will do that. I'll go up.
Oh, Caleb, just a word of warning. Mr. Flores is now Mr. Hendricks for the duration of the Army's stay.
Understood. He's not in any kind of trouble, is he?
I don't know, Caleb, and frankly, I don't want to. It is not my business, and there's enough to think about. You need a
Well,
hand at the farm. There ain't no shame in it.
We can handle ourselves, Marshall. It's just without Isaiah. I'm not half the carpenter he was. Some of the stables need repairing.
Well, I can't say that I've done a lot of carpentry, but I can lend you a hand if you want. I've told you multiple times now, and I'm going to tell you again. There ain't no shame in asking for help. Lord above knows that. So do you. Make room.
Marshall, my pa never needed to ask for help when he ran that ranch, and I don't either. McCartys can take care of themselves. We always have.
All right.
Miss Minnie Morrow, are you done in there? And she'll walk into the room. She doesn't think that they're doing anything, but she's gonna have her eyes covered just in case. And just those people are gone. Are you guys doing anything? Or
No, we were just banging bed stuff. Nothing went on. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Amethyst. I get so uncomfortable around them, you know, like a sweat, like almost just.
Yes, well, I understand. It's always weird having new people around, but I think we're okay now. If you want to come back down.
All right, Miss Minnie Morrow. Sorry, I'm sorry about treating you like the way I did, and touching your bum without permission. I do hope you can forgive me, and honestly, if you'd like, I can make you some dinner tonight, as kind of an apology of sorts.
Mr. Flores, do you know what kind of work we're in?
Yeah, of course I do. But you know, I want to be respectful.
I'm gonna lean in. I'm gonna lean into Mr. Flores. I'm just gonna whisper something in his ear, and I'm gonna be like, "There was this one time that this guy asked me to do, and then we, and then I'll lean away and I'll kind of look at him and nod."
That's you're pretty flexible. Good on you.
You don't have to worry about that kind of thing.
Okay,
Mr.
well,
Morrow's probably done worse than that. I'll leave you to it, and then I'll leave.
Yeah, I just. The options there, Ms. Morrow, if you'd like. Yeah.
Asking me out on a date?
It's a dinner for you know, the just to smooth things over if there's any like harshness for things that I've done and such. You know, I appreciate you, Miss Morrow, in so many ways. But you know, and
So it's just so I'm not angry with you for the don't bother, and she'll gather up her skirts and walk out.
wait, hold on, Miss Morrow. Why are you being curt with me?
I'm clearly not upset. Then don't bother, dear.
Okay. Are you upset with me for some reason or another? Is there something I've done wrong?
Why no, darling? What makes you think I'd be upset with you? And she continues on.
Now hold on. It's the way you're saying that phrase. If my ears can tell me anything, is that there's a secret message underneath that I should probably have more empathy in order to understand.
Still going. Like,
Hold on, Miss Morrow. I'm chatting real quick. I mean, obviously, I have feelings for you, Miss Morrow. Can you stop walking away now, please?
yes, fine.
You have something amazing here. You have friends and such here that look after you and such. I'm not much of a man's man. I think everyone here knows that. My hands aren't callous. They're except at the edges from paper cuts from the books and such. Maybe a little guitar, slight piano. I don't know how to farm. I can barely ride a horse. I certainly don't know how to fight. I'm pretty sure if those spiders come after me again, I'll
I'll
probably.
blow their brains out.
Are you sure?
I'm a good shot.
Not that. Or I think you have feelings for me, and I have feelings for you. And are you sure? Because with a person such as you, Heart of Gold looks like a goddess, reminiscent of old Spanish poetry. You could have anyone under the sun and the moon, and I just don't know why you would settle for someone like me.
I don't feel like I'm settling. If I can have anyone under the sun, I'm standing here looking at the one I want.
Well, that's okay. Tonight, would you like to have dinner with me in a more romantic sense?
Then payment for a butt grab? Why, yes, I would love it.
Excellent. All right. Well, I will read some books and codify my recipe for tonight, and I will sweep you up with culinary pleasures that will delight your tongue and your senses. I promise. Many.
Well, I look forward to it. Emilio,
All right.
if you'll excuse me, I do need to go check on the bar.
Yeah. No, I'm coming down too.
So once the silence starts and we hear you guys on the steps, Bonnie looks over at the marshal. Marshal, do you think they don't realize that we can hear everything they say down here?
Oh, I don't think that they care.
And with that, you hear several horses and a coach pull up outside. And this is where we're going to stop and take a break. We'll be back in 5 to 10 minutes. It depends on how long we need. We'll be right back. Welcome back. I'm going to repeat that there's a mature content warning, and I'm going to say that we're probably moving into some mature content here. We have discussed consent as a table, and as you can see, we're pretty open to most things, exploding corn children and baby spider attacks and thumping bedposts on the floorboards and stuff. So. Just putting that warning out there that there may be content coming that could be bothersome to some people. And if it is, we request that you take a break, step away, come back later. We'll be good. All right. With that, you hear a stage pull up outside. Suddenly seems dark a little bit earlier, like the sun maybe is going down a little bit early. Cold breeze comes in through the bar doors. The front door swings open, and two travelers dressed in twill suits, kind of pale skin, kind of a palish gray color at first glance. They're very thin and wiry. One of them, however, has a very large bulge in their crotch area. I mean,
are we talking about like
enormously.
David Bowie Labyrinth style?
Yeah,
or
yeah. We're talking, yeah,
bigger
full
or
cod piece here. The one with the bulge walks in, looks around, looks over towards Lady Amethyst and says, "Nice tits."
Thank you. Are you here for anything? We've got some baths already drawn up. We've got some drinks, some coffee, whatever you would like.
Tickle your butt with a feather.
To tickle my butt with a feather. Or is that some kind of? Sometimes people come in here and they say stuff, and it sounds like it's like slang, but sometimes they mean it literally. So, is there a specification? Is that a type of drink? I don't usually bartend. Our bartender died, so.
The two of them look at each other for a moment. The other thin man turns, takes his fist, and punches the other one in the bulge. I mean, very hard.
Battle of the Bulge?
And then he does it again. And the one who spoke to you looks up and goes, "Flaccid."
I'll get you some coffee. I'm gonna go back, grab some coffee, and I'll bring it out to them.
Why don't y'all have a seat and drink the coffee?
The one who hasn't spoken so far looks over at the other one and says, "Testicles?" The other one looks over and goes, "Moist." It's moist.
Oh, what sort of communication is going on between you two gentlemen?
I apologize for my friend. He is having a wardrobe malfunction.
There's a moistness to your genitalia?
Emilio is a doctor, so maybe he can help you.
Some people call me the less helpful doctor because I'm more so specialized in philosophy, education. Nothing that, I could take a look, mind you, just with my personal experience as well as some of the books that I've read. But I guess if you need help, gentlemen, I could take you to my room, I guess, and we can find out.
There may be time for that later.
Okay.
We come from a far away place, and my friends language helper is not functioning properly.
Are you from like Canada? Maybe a European country. I'm gonna guess you're not from Mexico. Just
No,
nah,
we're from,
yeah.
yes, we're from far away.
Okay, what country? I have a encyclopedia. I can bring out the world map, and you could maybe point to where exactly you're from.
I'm afraid we do not have time for such things.
Oh,
Uh, maybe I could be of help then. What exactly is it you're in town for?
Well, we have come to town on a journey to a distant place, but we were drawn here because we are fascinated by Uranus.
Here's your
Excuse
coffee.
me?
the planet. The planet, I think, is what he means. So you're a astrologer. That's
No,
fantastic.
I am not an astrologer.
I'll hand
No,
them
we
their
have
coffee.
found your anus to be extremely fascinating. We wish to visit Uranus and probe
Are-
deeply.
Are you speaking Uranus? I think is how some people pronounce it. Is that what you're trying to go for? The planet, yes?
About this time, I'm going to rest my hand on my gun.
No, Mr. Wells, Marshall. Now, hold on. This is an establishment. I'm
Yeah.
sure there might be some of the girls might be interested, but it will cost you.
I've met plenty of people who are interested in sorts of things. The planet as well as the other the anus, if that's what you're trying to communicate.
Well, your associate here has already met with us at one point and was more than satisfied with our meeting, I believe. Is that correct, Mr. Caleb?
Caleb.
What?
Give him a coffee.
I've never met this man in my life.
I'm gonna give Caleb a coffee
Astrology?
too. I've got a tray of coffee, and I gave
Mm.
the two people their coffees, but I'm gonna go ahead and hand Caleb a coffee as well at that comment.
We
and just
were
kind of
worried
pat him on the back.
about you,
This is
Mr.
slander.
Caleb. You don't remember. We were worried about you, Mr. Caleb, because we probed so deeply that we were afraid we
You
may
hold
have
your tongue,
scratched
sir.
your mind.
Wow.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
No wonder he won't come into my establishment. You know, I
Caleb.
wonder if we should branch off into that.
My mind, what exactly are you talking
Caleb, I'm proud of you.
Having men for gentlemen callers as well.
I don't think these people are telling the truth, you guys. I mean, Mr. Caleb would do no such thing.
We were
agree.
concerned there was an issue when he kept referring to us as daddy.
Sir,
I
will need you to refrain from these lies you are telling.
Oh,
We have the visual record of these
can we
situation, Mr.
Visual
Caleb.
record? What kind of visual record? Because you drew a picture? What?
Can we see?
We see this, please.
In what perspective is this visual?
It doesn't matter. I just go ahead and play it for us. That way we know you're telling the truth.
Like those moving
Play?
pictures?
Play what?
Yes, it's like the moving pictures.
But the
Moving pictures.
Yeah. Have you ever been out east into the big cities with
No.
technology and all sorts of things? Like, it's fantastic.
I've never been out east to the big cities. No, Mr. Hendricks.
Oh, okay. I think we're. Yeah.
We were not sure why he insisted on removing his clothes for our probing, but
All right. That's just about it, mister. I've had it.
I'll give y'all.
Now, do you want to take
Now-
this? You want to take this somewhere else?
Now, Mr. McCarty, don't be threatening anyone in my bar.
I'm threatening to take him outside your bar, Miss Morrow.
Absolutely. Now let's hold on just a moment.
Do you wanna
Gentlemen,
be alone
it's
with
clear
him?
that you're making some statements here that seem an awful lot like slander to me. And the fine folks of this town haven't got a problem with you yet, but it seems like you're asking for one.
Not
We-
I'd
saying
hate to take anybody to jail.
Motorboat. No.
Motorboat? Mini?
Mm.
What does that mean?
Moist.
she'll lean over and explain. I think it means
Hmm.
We have
What?
come to probe your anus.
Okay.
For
We have been stopped here against our will due to a malfunction with our stagecoach. Yes, stagecoach.
Okay.
Stagecoach
And-
never
and-
comes through here.
what does that have to do with probing anuses?
I'm kind of getting the connection, but go on.
That is
Sam.
our mission. We are here to find the pleasure of probing Uranus. We have come many miles seeking this.
Now, sir, you seem to know my name. I demand to know yours.
You probably should have got it before, Mr. Picard. But...
Will you stow it, Mr. Hendricks, with all respect?
Yeah, no, that's fair. I just
not in my bar, Mr. McCarty. You will not disrespect him.
Your name, sir.
We would like to know what you have done with our companion.
Who is your companion?
Our companion was last seen with someone by the name of Isaiah, and now they have disappeared. We wish them back so that we can continue on our mission.
Maybe you could enlighten us then. Where was this companion of yours last seen with Isaiah?
We have attempted to increase the intelligence of your species for some time. I do not believe that they are capable of being enlightened.
Well, what do you mean by species? Because we're the same species. I mean, or do you mean different people, different cultures?
Sure, fine.
Okay.
I also believe you owe Mr. McCarthy an answer. What's your name?
What do we call you?
Our names are not important. The only things that are important is our mission, your anus, and our missing companion.
Is it specifically his, or?
All right, I've got a solution that'll fix this up real quick. You want probe and anus? Go find Captain Toss. Him and his men will be more than happy to oblige, I'm sure of it. They're already looking for your companion and Isaiah.
The two of them confer for a moment, and it just sounds like a slew of euphemisms and foul language as they continue to talk back and forth. Few words you can make out at times, and finally they nod to each other and moist. The one with the wardrobe malfunction steps forward and nice tits.
Is this what passes for conversation in your establishment, Miss Morrow?
Mr. McCarty, if you will please hold your tongue.
It's
Fondling,
okay.
fondling
I'm-
ball sack, slippery nipple.
Please, this is
I think there's a miscommunication, mislanguage. These things you were saying aren't polite, nor do they seem to be they're not greetings nor goodbyes, which I think are the words you're trying to find.
When you say nice tits, you're talking about these, and she'll just
And
kind of move.
the one who spoke to you says, "Yes, yes."
Oh, so you did mean that?
Greetings, yes.
That's not how you greet people here. While that comment is appreciated, hello is typically how you greet someone.
And he
What's
looks
that?
at you, and his face just goes flush white.
It's all right. It's a communication barrier.
And you notice as the other one with the wardrobe malfunction reaches back to a holster that you couldn't really tell under his coat and goes to pull out what looks like some kind of a gun, and the other one puts his hand forward. I will ask you, please, do not bring Mother into this. Such insulting things to say.
Amelia's going to step forward and like get between him and Minnie.
It's just a mistranslation. She didn't mean what you said, and you didn't mean what you said. So I think the bottom of this is we're both missing people, and we need to find them. So nipples or hellos aside, I think we just need to focus on finding your companion and finding Isaiah, and then I guess we can talk about anuses later.
And maybe we can communicate via mathematics, right? Mathematics is usually shared between all languages. So we could start with the basis of mathematics. I could get some of my books.
God, if you gentlemen would allow it, if we could communicate, perhaps we can help find your companion. Amelia, darling, go grab your books and let's see.
Yes.
Why don't you two come in and sit down?
He's gonna run up and get his book.
He looks to the other one and points to a chair and, please, just no more mention of Mother, especially in such derogatory terms, please.
Of course.
I apologize if I said something to offend you. Can I get you a glass of water or a drink of some sort?
You must understand the word you used is universally an insult.
We're from a different universe.
You should never say, and he leans over and whispers in your ear, that is a horrible way to greet someone.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's, I don't think anyone around here knows that. That's what we use for a greeting. Well, what would be a respectable way to greet you in your language?
Nice tits.
Oh, thank you.
Nice tits, Mr. Marshall.
Nice tits.
I'm not doing it.
Don't blame you, Mr. Caleb. Matter of fact, I got a question for you. You didn't happen to bring that long gun with you, did you?
Still with my horse.
Please, shiny star person, we assume that you are the navigator for these people. Do not bring out weapons. If you bring out weapons, this will escalate.
Weapons.
Well,
unless
mainly. Sorry, Miss Morrow.
No, you're just doing your job, Mr. Wells. You know best, but let's try not to.
While this is going on, the guy with the wardrobe malfunction is sitting there. You hear as he undoes his pants, and you see as he continually is attempting to get the wardrobe malfunction working as he continues to strike the area with his hand under the table.
Hey, you can't do that in here. There's a bathroom in the back if you really got to.
Is Skills here still?
Yes, she is. She's sitting in the corner. Just
said anything?
No, she has not.
Okay.
My trained observer, what do I see?
you see that, well, you know what? Let's roll for this.
It's my awesome. Let me move some things around.
While y'all are doing this, I'm gonna take Caleb aside just for a moment and just kind of. I know they mentioned Isaiah and things that usually make you uncomfortable. Are you okay? You can go up to my room and take a break if you need to. I know you've been through a lot.
Well, I appreciate that, Miss. What's around, Miss Amelia, but I won't. If they say anything else than what they've been saying, I want to be here to. I just want to know if they know where Isaiah is.
Of course. I mean, we're gonna find him. I promise. And she'll hold her pinky out to you.
Just sort of awkwardly lifts his hand up, and then puts his pinky on her pinky.
And then you kiss it. I'm done.
Oh.
That means it's extra.
Well, all right.
Is this visible to everybody else?
Yeah. I mean, I kind of took him aside, but we're still in the main room.
Oh, I thought we were aside. Okay. All right. Well,
Well,
sure.
we're aside, but up to you if you would want to go out of the room or not.
Okay.
Navigator.
In that case, yeah.
Navigator, is this a mating ritual?
No, it's promise, something like that. Kids do it a lot, from what I know.
Mm-hmm. And he turns and describes this to the other person.
No,
Yes, Minnie.
I ain't no.
Sorry.
What do I roll?
Let's give this a wits investigation.
I ain't
And you
no
can add your
navigator.
trained observer. I'm sorry?
I ain't no
Marshal.
navigator. I'm the marshal. All right? Get that straight. It's written right there on the badge.
On the star.
Yes. And it says marshal because that's what I am.
8 and up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hands explode.
Yeah, so that's 5 successes.
Well, that is a dramatic success. You, from where you're standing, have a clear view of what he is doing under the table. And what you see is, it's a little mind-boggling to you. You've never seen anything quite like it. It's almost like he has some kind of creature living in his pants. And there are multiple tentacles, and he is taking the tentacles and squeezing them and twisting them. And every time he does this, the creature kind of squeals in a different way. And you can see that he is trying to communicate with it. And it's just, every once in a while, you'll catch a word. So it's like someone speaking a foreign language, and every once in a while, a word comes out in English that you understand.
Do you need some help with your companion there?
She asked if you would like assistance. If you would like to come twist and pull on something as well, you are more than welcome to. He is trying to tune it to the proper language.
Sure. I'm not bad at that, so I'll go over there and twist and pull on the thing in his pants.
At least take him up to a bedroom, Miss Morrow.
Mr. McCarty, will you please stop being rude? It's not what you think it is. Go get a drink from the bar.
Let's get this as you are
back now.
Sure, you're back with your books. Let's give this a dexterity and animal kin.
And you know, it is a good thing I actually have a dot in that.
I have 3 dots in it.
See, you should be the one tugging.
One success.
You pull on one, and for a moment you see as the person goes like this, and his whole body just shivers.
Am I doing it right?
And the other one looks over and goes, "Oh yes, you are doing it right."
Should we leave? I thought we were doing mathematics. We went completely to a different different way than I thought.
Can he talk better now? Did that help?
Does that work?
I'm afraid he may not be speaking for a few moments. You may wish to let him rest.
Oh, okay. Well, I hope I was able to provide some sort of assistance. I was helping him with something.
No, I mean I respect your line of work and such, and I'm not someone who's going to be like the jealous or misogynistic type. You know, I guess what I'm saying is should we be here?
You were going to try to talk to him with mathematics.
Yeah, but should we be doing this and that at the same time?
Oh, well, he needs a few minutes, so I.
Okay. All right. He'll like set down these books on math and take out a piece of paper. Like, okay, so if we, so hopefully you understand the concepts of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and all sorts of things. So if we can kind of line up or get an understanding of how your people process and their perspective concerning mathematics, we can share a common ground and then be able to communicate via numbers and stuff like that. So infinitely better than kind of these weird colloquialisms and such. So that works.
I am willing to try if it helps us communicate properly to find our companion. Otherwise, I must deliver a message, but let us try so that there will be no misunderstanding.
Excellent. Should I tug as well? Would that help with the process, or should we just focus on the mathematics?
When do we get to the part where we go find the missing people?
I think after we've finished communicating.
How are we communicating exactly?
Via mathematics.
Poorly.
All right, well, what numbers do you put together to say howdy in a way that doesn't make him want to shoot you?
Well, it's more so less about the communication of languages, but more so getting an understanding of how they perceive mathematics. And then through that, we can kind of start communicating. So let's have the foundation first. I assume you don't need a tug. So let's just get down to it. And he's going to take out a piece of paper and like a little pencil and start like trying to decipher their perspectives of like mathematics and equations and stuff like that, and see if he can start like
give me an idea of
ground.
how you're doing this mathematically. What is it you're putting on paper?
Yeah, it's kind of like if you ever saw like Arrival, when they're trying to figure out how to communicate with each other, they form the basis of mathematics first and foremost, since mathematics is just kind of a common ground between most languages or usually all languages. So starting with the basis of like what is 1 + 1 equal, what does that mean, and then moving on to higher levels of mathematics in order to communicate more diverse functions and such, like, you know, the fact that someone's missing, you could do subtraction and stuff like that, addition. He'll get like a line graph and start doing quadratic formulas, like the Pythagorean theorem is this.
And as you do this, he looks up at you, and this is the level of advanced mathematics for your people?
I mean, it's the best books I got. I wouldn't call myself a mathematician. I mean, there's lots of those around the world that infinitely are groundbreakers in what will come and what has come before. I'm an amateur, a lover of such things and knowledge. So, um,
Does
it's-
everyone understand mathematics to this level?
yeah, mostly, yeah. We can go like ones and zeros and kind of like a binary format in order to kind of communicate different things. I mean, we can all learn together if everyone wants. I can get my chalkboard too. I have the school out back is where I teach the children, so we can kind of grow together.
There are people that are missing that we need to find.
I know. I'm just trying to help in my way, Amethyst. I'm not really,
Are you really about to give him a tug?
Am I about to? I'm okay with tugging. In fact, in my time back in Mexico, I've betted.
Oh, I don't
many
want to know, Mr.
of-
Hendricks, and I apologize for asking.
No, it's okay. Yeah, I'm very fluid, very as flexible as Lady Amethyst. I think is how, or flexible is how some people would say.
Well, let's get down to brass tacks here. They say they got a message for us, and I understand you're doing this all in the interest of proper communication. But let's hear the message first, and then let's all agree to stay calm about whatever the way they say it is. Clearly, there's some problems. But let's hear the message first, and then you can do all your deciphering and mathematics. Because I'll be honest with you, I don't know much beyond 5. I can count 6 for my gun. That's about it.
So you do not understand these mathematics.
That one right there doesn't make any sense to me.
Do you, and he points to Lady Amethyst, understand these mathematics?
I know I'm more of a survival kind of gal. I learn what's necessary for me to live, and so far knowing this stuff hasn't really made or break my ability to survive. So no, not really.
He looks around the room. He looks over towards Bonnie. And you, dark-skinned in the corner, do you understand these mathematics? Just leave me out of this. I am not a part of this community. I am not a part of this conversation. I am sorry we misjudged from our deep probing of Caleb. We thought we had an understanding of the level of intelligence of your planet. Give us one moment. We must confer to make sure our message can be communicated properly to a level of your understanding.
Okay, yeah. Caleb, what'd you tell them? What sort of?
I didn't tell him a damn thing. A darn thing. Excuse me. I got a little heated. Look, I've never seen them before.
Okay.
I don't know what they're talking about, unless. Hey, you. When did you say you saw me?
One night you were traveling home and you stopped and referred to our friend here as Daddy.
No. What night?
With the limited way in which you can tell time, are you familiar with the phases and locations of Uranus?
Yeah,
Listen.
yeah.
No, he's talking to me. Give me a
Okay,
second.
sorry. Go ahead.
One time around the sun on this planet is a day. I know that much. So, how many days?
How many times does it take for Uranus to travel around the sun to be one day?
What kind of game are you playing? I don't know anything about it. All right, Mr. Hendricks, I give it to you. How many times does it take Uranus?
Damn, how many times? Can I roll for this, or should I?
Okay. Or you can look it up on Google. I'm fine.
Okay, cool. I'm afraid what it would come up with, but okay. How many times does Uranus go around the
I
sun?
want to see your Google lookup response.
How many times does Uranus go orbit the sun? Okay, it autofilled, so
So we might be safe.
yeah, Uranus revolves or orbits around the sun once every 84 Earth years.
Oh crap! Now I have to do math.
3 weeks ago.
Yeah, we'll go roughly with the translation of a little over 3 weeks ago.
How do you know so much about astrology? Also, what?
Are you telling me that you saw me while I was missing?
If you were missing, we would not have been near you. You would have been like our companion, who is missing and not here. So you could not be with us and be with us. We're really going to have to dumb down our message.
Wait, hold on. So okay. You're astrologers, travelers of some sort, right? But the way you perceive time, is it different than America's? Is what is the culture that you come from have a different perception of time? Does it move differently? Is it still linear?
We are only interested in Uranus. We have traveled thousands of your miles across the galaxy seeking the mysteries of Uranus.
The planet Uranus. Or you're talking about the prostate.
I think he's saying both.
Okay, so
At
both.
different points in the wording.
Is it specifically Caleb's Uranus?
Why would it be specifically mine?
They've already probed you once.
Okay, so use good.
We don't know if that's true yet.
They did not.
Is it everyone's, or is it just those with people like Caleb whose Uranus you want to probe? For instance, would Minnie's Uranus be enticing?
It is. We are interested in your entire planet's Uranus.
Every single one.
All
Yes.
of them.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah. Why though? Is it some sort of medical issue? What medical or scientific reason do you have to explore such junctures?
We find that it brings us great pleasure.
Science also brings me great pleasure.
Can you just look at my anus and then we go find the person? I'll sign up. I'm being honest. You know what my profession is.
So honest,
Moist?
I think that's the best way.
Our leader, his translation unit is now functioning properly, and we believe we have reached the proper level for your understanding to communicate our message.
Okay.
All right.
What is your message?
Great leader. The other one stands up, crosses his arms. You shall return our companion, or your world will be destroyed. You have 72 of your Earth hours.
So this isn't an
Nice
anus
tits.
thing after all.
And he says, nice tits, and turns and walks out the door.
Who do you say nice tits to?
The
The
room.
room.
The room.
Oh. Well, thanks. What?
Mr. McCarty,
We-
where's your brother? Where was he last seen?
I don't know. Do you think I know that? I've been looking for him.
Were those things from another planet?
I don't think I like your tone, sir. I'm trying to help.
Mr. McCarty's under a lot of stress. He's missing a family member. He's dealing with these strange people speaking in a weird way. He's in a place that he usually isn't in. But Miss
I
Morrow,
had-
give him some space to figure things out, just like the rest of us.
I had weird strangers in my tavern threatening to blow up the world. You think I might be a little stressed myself?
I think we all are, which means we should find Isaiah and not get our anuses probed.
Then my question was a decent one.
Maybe we should go talk to those army people and see how they're doing.
Are we taking the threat seriously?
After
I mean,
what
we
I've
had
seen-
exploding children in a field the other day. I don't see how we can take anything.
Well, I was not there, though that does perplex me. Why the exploded children? Why that? Why?
Look, we can sit around asking why all day, or we can take it seriously. We can get this solved. I wanted to find Caleb's brother anyway, and it seems like the two of them may be somehow connected. So,
So if we're taking this seriously, we then acknowledge that they are from elsewhere, with technology far superior than any humans that we know of, with cultures and customs that are so alien to us that it could be. Are we acknowledging that? Is that the
You're
truth
making
here?
some real leaps of logic here, Mr. Hendricks. What exactly are you proposing about these fellas who just
Either they are a sham because there is no culture or people on this planet that has the capability of delivering such a payload. It's just not possible. So either they are regular people and it's a sham and we are just going along with it, humoring them, or they aren't one of us. There's something else. And because they're not from here, this big blue planet that we reside on, they have the capability to actually back up what they're saying.
right. I
Fellas,
don't
what do we-
care either way.
What do we do?
How do you not care about that? That's huge.
Look.
What's huge is that we might get our planet destroyed if they are aliens, and I think with everything that's been happening recently, it's safe to assume maybe they are. But even if they aren't, Isaiah's still missing regardless. Their request involves one of our own, so I think
Thank you,
we should go
Lady
find him.
Oh,
You
my
said
God.
it all right there, Lady Amethyst. It don't matter if these are people from another place, like you say, or if they're from here. Either way, we're still doing ourselves a favor looking for Isaiah, and hopefully we'll come across their companion. And then if they're pulling one over on us, so what of it? It's not the first thing we've had pulled over on us recently, and I don't want to worry about whether or not it means the end of times.
If this is true, there is no God.
Emilio,
What did you just say?
Marty,
Why do you assume there's no God?
What did
Mr.
the Hopi
Wells.
say about the end of times? Wasn't it
Yep.
coming?
In Genesis, right? God created the earth and the heavens, and he created humanity. You think if God cared or was present, that he would leave out such a species of people from the stars with the capability vast beyond our own?
Well, he wasn't
Well,
the
I
one
look
who wrote Genesis.
now. Maybe Caleb can talk about this better than I could, But I'll tell you right now, big trail boss in the sky, he sets out a plan for all of us. It ain't my job to question everything he does. You don't want to tell us about the weird alien people that are coming to blow up our planet? That's his business, not mine.
Emilio, these questions might be best left for later. You and I can discuss them later.
All right. Wow. Where's Violet?
Violetta, darling.
She's sitting at one of the tables, I assume.
What do you think about this? Doesn't this just everything in the books and the literature and the...
Mr. Wells, can you help us come up with some sort of plan of what we should be doing?
Right.
Violetta, go upstairs to your room, darling. Get some rest.
It's Caleb's family. I mean, he should know best how to try to find him as well.
Well,
Mr. McCarty,
I've been looking for Isaiah, but I guess I can go looking again.
Why are they curious about? Why is Isaiah so important that they would kill?
It's not
so many
Isaiah.
people?
They said one of their companions was with him.
Okay. Oh, did you see them leave together?
No, I have no idea where he is.
So, Caleb, I think I have something that might help. There are some books concerning hypnosis, right? A way to dredge up past memories that might have been buried due to like trauma or other things. If you truly were taken by these individuals, there might be some clues as to what happened and why that we could get into if you allow me to perform this on you.
Hold on, now this isn't something unnatural, is it?
No, it's very natural. It's all about the human experience and just kind of getting to the subconscious and dredging up just kind of things that the body or the mind is trying to protect you from.
You're using a lot of big words, mister. Please just tell me exactly what you're going to do.
I'm going to have a clock or a timekeeper before you, and it's going to go back and forth, and it's going to create a sort of rhythmic motion that will put you in a trance. This trance will allow us to bring up, hopefully, these memories that you don't remember. But it might help if you were truly taken by them.
You really think this might help find Isaiah?
It seems the more we know, the better it might be. Like maybe Isaiah's companion was there when you were taken too.
Violetta, as she makes her way up to the stairs, she's going very slowly. She turns around and goes, "Well, maybe you should have asked what she looked like. And I can't believe you touched it." Looking at Minnie.
darling, it's not what you think it was. Go upstairs and get some rest. Depending on what happens, maybe you can come along.
Yes. It's going to be amazing, Violetta. Everything we read about, like, all right.
Violetta looks over at Bonnie, and Bonnie just kind of nods at her, and Violetta looks down and heads upstairs to her room.
Should we do it here, Caleb?
Sure.
All right. Take like a little timepiece from his little side pocket, and he's I guess you should first go upstairs and grab the books that he would have concerning such things, and he'll try to dredge up those past memories. Actually, Lady Amethyst and Marshall Wells, if you don't mind, could you hold both of his hands?
Well, let's do. You were going to go upstairs to get your books.
Yes.
So what is everyone else doing while he heads upstairs to get the book? Because Lady Amethyst, you were saying, let's get going and looking. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. Well, if they're trying to come up with a plan to give us
Okay.
direction for looking, then that counts. So,
Okay.
if anyone needs drinks, because that was a rather difficult conversation that was just had, I'd be happy to get some drinks. And I'm also, no one's gonna take the bath offer up, I guess. So I'd go drain the baths.
Hold,
Okay.
hold on. Before you drain those, I'm gonna want one after this.
Oh, sure. Any
I'll
drinks
take
as
a
well?
drink too. Yeah.
Gotcha. Caleb, is that something you do now, or?
No, not this time.
Okay.
I
I'll
appreciate
get you a drink, Mr. Marshall, and I'll go and take care of that.
Miss Skills. I know you said you didn't want to be involved. This ain't your people, and so I won't make you. Or I don't think I could, even if I wanted to. But I'll ask. It seems I'm in need of some skills. A tracker. I'm thinking about heading up to see Casa, warn her people, and ask for some trackers there too. But maybe you'd lend some of your skills.
Well, this ain't my kind of weird, but I'll do what I can to help you with the bigger problem. And I'll be happy to help search, but please understand, I'm also still looking for the two cowboys that my partner was hunting down.
Right. He never really did give me an explanation of who he was looking for.
Well,
Maybe we could help each other.
it's a little hard to explain, Marshall, but sometime when we're alone, I'll happily give you a description.
All right. I'll accept that. In the meanwhile, I appreciate your skills in this matter and your help.
Oh, it just sounds like you guys have a little bit to do. And I gotta wonder about Mr. Caleb here. Sounds like he had quite an adventure.
Well, I guess that's what the teacher's going to try to figure out, isn't it?
So, Emilio, are you just running and tell me what's going on upstairs?
Oh yeah, just running and grabbing all his stuff, several books, and he's coming downstairs with all of it in an excited manner. Yeah.
I need a wits and composure roll out of you, please.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay.
And I'm gonna take 2 away from your pool because you are somewhat distracted.
Oh yeah, I'm very
hurried.
excited. Okay. Oh, I still have the Uranus question up. Cool. 2 successes.
All right. You rush in to get the books, you grab them, and you are headed back out the door. And just as the door clicks shut behind you, you realize Violetta wasn't in the room.
He's like, look at her. Gonna look out the window like, Violetta?
No reply.
He's gonna go down. Did anyone see Violetta come down here? I think she left. She's not in her room. Please?
Oh, I don't think I've seen her.
Oh shit. Okay.
You're saying I'll go look for her.
I can't focus on this. I need to find. She can't be out there. Not with those things out there. Who knows what else they might do? If they might take her just like they did Caleb. So I need to
breathe.
I can go look for her.
All
Look,
right,
y'all.
hold on.
Y'all just relax. Miss Minnie and I will go look for her after Miss Minnie washes her hands.
It's my daughter. I can't just not look for her.
I need to do this. I'll go.
I
and find
understand.
her.
Sorry, Miss Marshall.
You're fine, Marshall.
What I was going to say is, I understand you got to look for her. But Mr. Flores, Hendricks, look.
No, I think we're past that. The army people are here, so it's fine.
Yeah, well, same difference. Here's the thing. You are the only person that can do this thing, what with Caleb and all. I have no idea what this hypnosizing thing is, but you're the only one who can do it. We can go look. Do you not trust Miss Minnie with your daughter?
With my life. All right. Let's thank you, Minnie. All right, Caleb. Can you take Lady Amethyst's hand, and I'll take your others, and we'll start. We'll lower the candles nice and low and get you in a place where we can dig.
What? All right, fine. Here, Miss Amethyst.
Yes, of course. And I'll hold your hand tight.
Mr. Flores. Yeah.
You have very calloused hands. That's nice. All right.
And I'm going to, and here, I'm going to put us on hold in this scene. And this is
All
where
right.
we're going to end for this week.
Aww.
Yay! Cliffhanger. Awesome.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. It was great to be back at the table with you. Thank you for being here and playing and being wonderful and amazing. It was great. Thank you. Thank you, everyone who came to watch. Hope you'll look into the Kickstarters and other things going on. I know a couple of things have popped up through the chat there. Exalted Essence, currently on Kickstarter. Please go check that out. And tomorrow we have Behind the Screens going on. There's a Mage the Awakening at 5 p.m. and a Vampire the Masquerade at 9 p.m. So we hope you'll tune in to check those out. And we will see you next week on Wyrd West. Is there anything anyone would like to say before we go? If you would, Marshall.
Did you have something there, Caleb?
Oh, no, sorry.
Oh, well, so what I was going to say is, hey guys, your mental health is a very serious thing. It's really important, and taking care of it is just as important as brushing your teeth. I mean, if you're not taking care of your mental health, everything else is falling down with it. It can absolutely destroy your body, your mind, everything. So please, if you find yourself in a position where you can't imagine pulling yourself up, please reach out to somebody, talk to your friends, talk to your family. It's very easy to get into a place, or at least it was for me, where you don't want to do anything for yourself and you don't want to help yourself. But I have to tell you, there are people who care about you, that want the best for you. And they may not know exactly what's best for you, but that's why I encourage you to reach out and talk to them. At least you can go through this with them. Sometimes for me, it felt like this is my own problem, something that I want to deal with by myself. And because I did that, I made it a lot harder on myself than it ever had to be. And if I didn't talk to the people that I did, I don't think I would have been able to make it through it myself. So if you find that you can't talk to your friends or family, there's going to be some numbers available for you that you can talk to. They are 24/7. They'll talk to you and they'll hear you out without judging what you're going through or what's happening. And they'll try to point out options that you may have, because there are always options. People want to hear about what's happening in your life a lot more than they want to hear about something happening to you. We are very lucky to have the friends that we do around us. And sometimes it's easy to overlook just how much the people around us do care. So please reach out. Don't go through this alone, because you do matter. You're a special person just like everybody else is. And what you're going through is important. No matter how small it may seem or how big it may seem, it's very important. It's all right to talk about it. There's no shame in that at all. So with that, I hope you are all having a good evening and you're all taking care of yourselves. If you are doing well, please reach out to the people around you. You never know how that can change their day. So please be safe, be happy, be healthy.
Thank you, everybody, and take care of yourself, and we'll see you next week.